Hi, welcome to the JMO Show, episode 6, I think. I'm Perry.
And I'm Joe.
And let's get into the first news story.
It is about a chicken who ate an earring.
Chickens.
This chicken belongs to Claire Lennon, who lives in Berkshire in the UK. And she had this chicken, Sarah, perched on her shoulder, just happily.
Yeah, as chickens do.
As chickens do.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the chicken started nibbling on Claire's ear and swallowed a diamond earring.
It's a little bit awkward.
It is a little bit awkward for everyone involved, particularly for poor Sarah the chicken.
Yeah.
So, first of all, Claire and her partner just left the chicken in a cage for a couple of days to see if, you know, the diamond earring would come out
reappear.
Yes, reappear, there we go. However, it did not, and so they took the chicken to get an x-ray, and they found that this earring was lodged quite tightly within the chicken. And so they tried a course of laxatives for the chicken. I didn't know that you could get chicken laxatives.
Neither did I, but it's apparently a thing.
There you go. And that did not work either. So now the only option for this particular family is to wait until the chicken passes on, and then they can
extract
the diamond earring from the chicken. The reason that, one of the reasons that they're not going to, shall we say, take rash action and try to speed up
confiscate the life of the chicken.
Confiscate the life of the chicken. You're coming up with good alternatives to everything I say. I'm liking it.
I'm on the ball today.
Instead of doing that, they're just going to wait because they have a daughter called Mia, and she's in love with this chicken. And
you don't kill a chicken.
You shouldn't kill your pet just because they've eaten something expensive. But it is a very expensive earring. It's worth £300. I was about to say 3,000.
Oh.
Not quite £3,000. £300, which is about $517.27.
I'm going to believe you because I don't know exchange rates.
That was the first converter that came up in Google. So I'm not going to confirm that it's 100% accurate, but it's still a substantial sum of money for a chicken to have consumed.
Yeah. I'm imagining now a chicken just eating dollar bills.
Yes, indeed. And a fun fact about Sarah the chicken is that Sarah is in fact a man. And when Sarah was a chick, they just called her Sarah, and the name stuck. And I have a female cat called Graham, so I feel like I can relate to these people.
It's a strong connection you have.
Speaking of connections.
That was a really good segue.
I'm quite proud of that.
Not we, but people at the University of Washington have developed a way to get free power out of Wi-Fi.
That is a very exciting thing, actually.
So what they do is they've got these little credit card type devices with an antenna, and they get power, which sounds pretty cool. Not quite sure how it works, but...
Well, you should know, Perry.
I should know, but the news article didn't quite give all the details.
Oh, is it
it's
some sort of confidentiality thing?
Confidential thing. They don't want their competitors getting in on it, but free power is a good thing. So they've managed to test these devices around Seattle. I don't know why the University of Washington is in Seattle, but it is.
They do what they like.
They could do what they like. They are strange people sometimes, all the time, everywhere. So they've tested them in Seattle around street corners, inside apartment buildings, inside car parks, and they've managed to get good signal reaching between them, sending signals with the free power that they get from the Wi-Fi. And they're hoping to implement them into mobile phones in the future, so you can send a text after your battery dies, which
that's pretty impressive.
That I think is pretty cool.
Would it be compatible with my Nokia?
I don't think so, knowing the state of your Nokia.
My Nokia is beautiful.
It is a lovely phone.
Don't diss the Nokia. I love my brick.
Not compatible with credit cards.
It's my baby.
It's a lovely baby.
It is. There's another exciting thing that's happened.
Whoa.
We've been planning for weeks to do a review of something.
That was the original plan of the show.
And we've never actually been fortunate enough to have seen or heard or done the same thing until now.
Whoa, as of last night.
Yes, indeed. Both parents and myself have seen a show called Cavalia. I believe you have some details about that.
I do have some details about that. It's Cavalia, as you might have guessed. It's a sort of a combination of horses and circus, which I like circus. you like horses, it's a pretty good show, if you ask me. Has about 50 horses in it and a lot of circus fun, happy times.
Circus fun, happy times.
Circus fun, happy times.
It was very impressive. I mean, I can't do any sort of flip or anything. I mean, I'm the kind of person who is challenged by a cartwheel. So watching them do flips on the back of a horse and then landing back on the horse while the horse was running,
It's impressive.
it's pretty spectacular. One thing that I would say about it was it seemed kind of just a little bit disjointed, I found, because they have a lot of different things happening at once because there are different parts of the show. They have the horses, obviously,
Yep.
and then they also have trapeze artists
Yeah,
and that
different
sort of
sorts
thing.
of aerial circus acts and
Sometimes there
Yeah.
were two things happening at once, and I found it difficult to sort of choose where
Yeah.
to look.
just a lot of action happening at
It was
you.
very busy,
It was very busy.
visually noisy.
Visually noisy.
Yes.
I like that.
That's
I'm gonna
actually
use that.
actually a subtle reference
actually a
to a
subtle
TV
reference.
show, but I'm not going to tell you what it is and just see if anyone can work out.
Whoa.
Yeah. But the horses were beautiful, and there were times when the costumes that the people, well, not the horses were just kind of wearing normal
Horses.
stuff.
Yeah.
But the performers were wearing these beautiful long cloaks and dresses and things, and when they were riding on the horses, they were majestically cantering across
It's a very majestic
the arena.
show.
It was very majestic and sort of ethereal at times. They had sort of water
Yeah,
dripping
nice
and they projected
Combinations
onto water.
of technology and horses and circus
Yeah,
in
it
the way
was-
that they
jam it
things
all
worked.
together.
it was nice. I liked it. If you like circus and horses, you should see it.
Yeah.
It's in Melbourne until September the 22nd.
Well, there you go.
They
I
should
didn't know
pay us for advertising it, but they're not going to because they're probably not going to watch this.
that. Have hope. We could just
We
set it
can
up in
hope.
front of the horses,
Yeah, we will do that.
and we should bribe them with carrots and apples.
Carrot, yes.
If you want to
And
go
sugar
with the
cubes.
stereotype. Oh yes.
Sugar. I've heard that horses like sugar cubes.
I have heard that most people like sugar cubes,
Everything just likes sugar cubes except for sugar phobes
or perhaps diabetics.
or diabetics.
Or they might.
They might
but
be sugar phobes.
Who knows? I believe that is all for the show today.
That is all for the show today. This is again the outroduction.
Oh yes, I almost forgot to say that. That would have been disastrous.
That would have been horrible.
Absolutely terrible.
So, outroduction.
Goodbye.
Farewell.